This is a Victrix PRO FS-12 Hitbox, and it is the Rolls-Royce of Hitbox controllers. Now, when this thing came out, I was extremely excited. I was really hoping to buy one because I had said for a long time if Victrix ever made a Hitbox, I would purchase it just because of the case. I really like the metal case, and I like the little trunk in the back. And that was all until it actually did come out, and I saw that price point. It is $399. That is $400 for a Hitbox controller. But lucky for me, I did not pay $400. One of my friends in Houston saw an ad or a post on Facebook Marketplace for somebody that was getting rid of a bunch of Victrix stuff. He got a killer deal on basically what was a bulk order of Victrix sticks. And they kind of got dispersed throughout our friend group. I didn't end up getting one because I already had so many Hitboxes at the time. And I lived out in West Texas, right? So it's just a hassle to move all that stuff over here. But a couple days ago, one of my friends who did end up getting one of these Hitboxes, he said, I'm building something new. He's building a new Hitbox. And all he needs is a Brook UFB and the PS5 upgrade chip, which I just so happened to have bought in order to turn my other Hitbox into a PS5 compatible one. And he said, okay, well, just send me that, and I'll send you the Victrix, because he wanted to finish his build. And I said, that is a very generous deal, and I'll take you up on it. So now I've got a PS5 compatible stick. I didn't have to put any Brooks boards and do any wiring, anything like that. You can't see I have modified it already. I just got it in today, but I already put my gamer finger buttons in it because I'm not a big fan of the sandwall buttons anymore. I'm a mechanical guy now. First thing we should take a look at is probably the case. If I turn it on the side here, you can see it has a pretty unique shape. I think the best way to describe it, this is going to sound like insane, and you're probably going to think I'm a crazy person, but it's like when you go to the beach and you're walking you're walking down the beach and then you go down into the water. That's how I imagined it when I saw it, right? that's how it feels. It's a really nice feeling on your wrist, you know, because it has enough space for you to rest your wrist on the stick, but you can see your hand still has a good kind of arch to it, so you can slap the buttons, and it's not uncomfortable, right? It's actually a very subtle but very noticeable change from the other Hitbox. Also, I'm showing off the sides here. It's got this nice little light, you know, this little LED on the side. I think it looks pretty cool. It reflects within that little compartment there. It's on both sides. I think you can only do white and purple, though. It's not RGB, which is fine with me. It's usually off most of the time anyways. Also, it's USB-C, which is really cool. It's not like a proprietary cable. If this thing goes out, you can just put any old USB-C in here. Now that we've got it lit up, let me show you some of these buttons on the top. The one with the three little lines there is your start button. The one next to it is the Pro button. Not fully sure what that one does it. I just know you can reprogram it to be like R3 or L3. Right now I have it programmed to be my training mode button, so it resets training mode. Always something handy to have, something very convenient to have. The X one there is your lockout button, so it locks all these start buttons at the top so you don't accidentally slap something in tournament and like pause the game or something like that. The one in the middle is your touchpad. The little headset is your audio because it has like a 3.5 millimeter jack down there, so you can adjust volume and like whether your mic is on or off with that button. The one next to it is the lights, so it changes to purple and blue, and I think you can change it to be responsive to your button presses. Right now I have it on white, and then you can turn it off to where it just has like a very dim backlight. The one next to it, I think lets you set profiles or something. I haven't really messed around with those buttons too much. And then of course you have your PlayStation button right there. And these two little pegs right here are actually cable wraps. So like if you're at a tournament and you don't want to keep wrapping up your cable all the time, you can just wrap it around here and walk around like that. It's really cool, but subtle detail, but it is pretty useful. Now, if we flip the stick over, you're greeted with all of this kind of grippy foam so that the stick doesn't fall out of your lap, but also with this door. And when you open it, you're greeted with everything that you'd want to modify. So you have your buttons, you have your PCB under this plastic thing. You just have to remove like these 5 or 6 screws right here. But you have pretty easy access to your 25 pin. This is for all your attacks. And I think this is like a 4 pin or something that's for all of your directionals, right? So this is pretty much everything that you'd want to modify. You can see I've already changed the buttons out. It did take a pretty long time. It's probably the hardest button swap I've had to do just because there's not a lot of space in here to really move around. So you have to be very deliberate with your movements. Take a look down here in the bottom right. You'll see that is the switch that changes into the different modes. So like PS5 is all the way on the left, PS4 is in the middle, and then PC is on the far right. It is a really beautiful Hitbox, right? And the shape of it, I didn't expect this, but the shape of it feels very ergonomic, right? Like on my wrist, it feels very comfortable to play on just because of this tiny little slope right here, which I did not expect. I thought it was just going to be one flat piece of metal. And your next question is probably, is it worth $400? And to be honest, I don't know. Because for $400, you are receiving a pretty premium product, right? It feels very good. It has everything that a premium product would have, but $400? I really don't know. I need to play on it longer. This is kind of just a video I wanted to make because I was excited. I think what I'm going to do is in a couple months, maybe 6 months, maybe even a year, I'm going to come back to it. And I'm going to make a video that says the Victrix Hitbox after 1 year, is it worth it? That's probably what it's going to be. I just wanted to give you kind of an overview of it if you were interested in that today, and just talk about the new controller that I'm going to be playing on. I mean, I'm impressed with everything that I've seen so far and how I feel playing on it. But I can't in good conscience go out and say you should spend $400 when I haven't like thoroughly tested it myself yet. I will say though, if you find a deal, if you find this on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, or offer up for like $200, $250, I would jump on it. I would say get it. Even if it doesn't work, the case is worth the $200, $250, and you can put in your own internals if you really need to for the extra cost that you would have paid for a new one. If you get a deal on it, go out and spend the money. But if you don't, and it's $400, wait a little bit. Wait till I get a good feel for it and I can talk to you about it again. And if you have any questions and you don't want to wait 6 months to a year, leave them down in the comments. I can test it for you and let you know. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys stick around on the channel and bear with me for the next few weeks. I'm going to be graduating on May 12th, so the videos are going to be very sporadic. But after May 12th, I have some pretty big announcements and some very exciting things. So if you want to be here for that, I hope you will subscribe and kind of follow along with me. And if you put up with me so far, I hope you'll continue to put up with me. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again very soon.